Throughout history, there have been teachers, philosophers, prophets, wise voices who tried to guide humanity toward truth. But the gospel of truth speaks about one figure who was different. Not simply a teacher, not merely a prophet, but the Word made visible, a messenger who came not only to speak truth, but to awaken memory. His mission was not to build an empire, not to gather political power, but to reveal something humanity had forgotten for generations, the knowledge of the Father, and according to the gospel of truth. When this message appeared in the world, it shook the foundations of human understanding. By the 1st century of the Common Era, the ancient Mediterranean world was filled with questions. Empires had risen and fallen. Philosophers debated the nature of reality. Religious traditions searched for meaning. The Roman Empire ruled vast territories, stretching across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Yet, despite its power, many people felt spiritually restless. Greek philosophy had explored logic and ethics. Mystery religions promised secret spiritual experiences. Jewish prophets spoke of a coming restoration. Across cultures, people were asking the same question: where's truth? And then, according to the gospel of truth, the answer appeared in human form. The Word entered the world. The gospel of truth describes Jesus not primarily as a miracle worker, but as a revealer, a messenger carrying knowledge from the Father. His role was to expose the illusions created by ignorance, to show humanity the truth hidden beneath confusion. The writer compares this revelation to light entering darkness. When a room is completely dark, people stumble. They misjudge distances. They collide with obstacles. But when light appears, everything becomes clear. The furniture was always there. The walls were always there. The path was always there. The light simply revealed what had been hidden. In the same way, the message of Jesus revealed the truth that humanity had forgotten. According to the gospel of truth, not everyone understood the message immediately. Some people heard his words and felt something awaken within them. They sensed truth. Something inside them responded, like a memory returning. Others reacted differently. They heard the same words, yet felt threatened. Why? Because truth can disrupt established systems. When people build identities around certain beliefs, new understanding can feel dangerous. History often shows this pattern. Revolutionary ideas challenge existing structures. The message of Jesus challenged the religious and social assumptions of his time. He spoke about the Father in ways that emphasized relationship rather than ritual. He described truth as something living within human awareness. And these ideas attracted both followers and critics. One of the central themes of the gospel of truth is remembrance. Jesus came to remind humanity of its origin. The writer describes people as wandering in confusion, searching for meaning but unable to find it. When Jesus spoke, his words functioned like a call to awaken. The message was not simply information. It was recognition. Those who understood began seeing themselves differently, no longer merely citizens of earthly kingdoms, but participants in a deeper reality connected to the Father. This transformation changed the way people viewed life itself. Fear began to lose its power, because knowledge replaced uncertainty. The gospel of truth uses symbolic language to describe awakening. One of its most powerful ideas involves the concept of the name. In ancient cultures, a name represented identity. To know someone's true name was to understand who they really were. The text suggests that humanity had forgotten its true name. People defined themselves through temporary identities: occupation, status, family, lineage, nationality. But these identities did not reveal the deeper truth of who they were. Jesus, according to the text, revealed the name of the Father, and through that revelation, people began remembering their own identity, like someone rediscovering their family after years of separation. If the message brought clarity and freedom, why did some reject it? The gospel of truth explains this through the concept of ignorance. Ignorance creates illusions, and people often become comfortable within those illusions. They build entire systems around them: religious traditions, political hierarchies, social expectations. When truth threatens those structures, resistance appears. Some leaders feared losing authority. Others feared the disruption of long-held beliefs. The message of Jesus revealed that truth was not controlled by institutions. It was accessible to anyone willing to awaken. For some people, this was liberating. For others, it was threatening. The gospel of truth describes the teachings of Jesus as a voice calling across the world, a voice inviting humanity to rediscover the source. The writer emphasizes that the message was never intended for a small group alone. It was meant for anyone capable of hearing it, anyone willing to search for truth. This idea reflects a powerful belief that awakening is not limited by nationality, culture, or social status. Truth belongs to all humanity. But recognizing it requires openness, a willingness to question assumptions, a willingness to listen, and above all, a willingness to remember. Those who understood the message experienced profound transformation. The gospel of truth describes this change as moving from confusion into knowledge, from fear into peace, from separation into connection. This transformation did not remove people from the world. Instead, it changed how they lived within it. They began seeing life as part of a larger story, a story that began with the Father and would ultimately return to the fullness of that source. The mission of Jesus was to begin this awakening, to plant the seed of remembrance, a seed that would grow through generations. The gospel of truth tells a story not only about a teacher, but about a revelation, a moment when truth entered human history, a message that reminded humanity of something long forgotten, the knowledge of the Father, and the realization that our origin lies within that divine source. But the story does not end with the message itself, because the revelation of truth brought powerful consequences. Truth exposes ignorance. Light reveals what darkness tried to hide. And the next chapter of the story reveals one of the most profound mysteries in the gospel of truth: the meaning of the cross, a symbol that, according to this ancient text, reveals a deeper truth about reality itself.